Hi, yay, you're here. How are you? I always forget that it automatically mutes, and I don't know why it does that. How
That's
are you?
okay. I'm good. How are you doing since this
Good.
morning?
Busy day, but good.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. So productive, definitely.
Yeah, same here. I
Good.
just, got some practice done and Adam helped me take ornaments off the tree and the lights and
That's nice.
yeah,
I got to do
it's
that too.
well, I'd like it to stay up until at least Saturday because that's Epiphany. That's when the Magi showed up. So, but it's like, the tree's looking a little dry.
Yeah. I
So
know
we'll
it is. It
leave
becomes
our
like a
Christmas
fire
lights up.
hazard, huh?
Yeah, yeah. We keep it pretty wet, or my husband does, I should say. But yeah, it's just like, you know what? Jill can hear you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Does your cat get in your tree?
Not in it, but it's like his brain goes blank every year and it's like, what? Pine needles everywhere and
Yeah,
it's like, are you ever gonna learn, you stupid cat?
I
But he
know.
doesn't get in it, no.
Okay. We had to put our cat down, but every year he would climb up that tree and knock it over and break my
Oh
ornaments and
my gosh.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
He was so ornery. He loved it was almost like catnip to him. I don't know. It was like he was so
That's
excited that
funny.
something was, yeah, like a live tree in the house.
How funny. Was
Yeah.
he an outdoor cat though too?
No.
No, just
Oh,
indoor. That's so
oh,
weird. I guess we're really fortunate then because ours never did. They would lay down underneath, and occasionally like play with the ornaments, but
yeah.
they're older now too. So
So was ours though. I mean, he was 15.
that's
You would think
so
he would,
weird.
yep, even
Yeah.
last year, in the middle of the night,
Oh
our
my
tree came
gosh.
crashing down.
Oh,
He came running out from underneath it. It's like one day I came home and I could see him in there and what are you doing? Get out of the tree.
it makes me think of Christmas Vacation.
I know with the squirrel. I know. I know. He loved the tree.
Such
Oh,
a funny movie.
I know that. I love that movie.
I
We
do
own it.
too.
I don't know about you guys, but
They want you to say grace.
yeah, the
Grace, didn't
blasting.
she die last year? The blessing. We don't
My God.
we don't own it, but yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that you know all the parts.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's just so
Oh,
funny.
I know, and the old grandpa or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
go get my stogie. Oh man. Oh. And
Same
then
guy.
yes, and then that guy or the dog Snots. Oh, he's under the table like eating bones and
You sure that's okay, Eddie? Ah, it's okay.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I know Eddie. He makes that movie.
Oh, I know. Well, I'd say one thing, but we're recording,
Yeah,
so
I know.
like when he's emptying
Yes.
his sewage thing, and then he and Clark go to Walmart. He's just laying on the dog food and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and Clark is saying, well, we want to get some presents for your kids and everything. He's going, that's really nice of you, Clark. You get yourself something too from us.
Yeah. And then he pulls out the list for his kids. It's like a mile long as if he expected it.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you've ever noticed that when they're walking, he's got that turtleneck but you can see through the sweater. So it's only like, it looks like a turtleneck, but it's cut off here. Like you can see.
Oh, no, I never noticed that.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
every year we find something different and
How
laugh.
funny.
I
How
know.
funny.
The person that made that movie is like brilliant.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That's my favorite out of all the vacation movies. So
Mine too.
we're always like, when my husband got his bonus this last year, I said, no, honey, it might not be money. It might be for the Jelly of the Month club.
That's right.
What is it when they're going through and all the executives are going through and Clark's saying, Merry Christmas, up yours, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
we could go all
Oh,
hour
I know.
talking about this. It's so funny.
I love that movie. I
I
mean,
do too.
just if I'm, if I ever need a pick me up movie, just watch that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. All
So
right.
funny.
Well, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
All right. So start with words. Okay. Here we go. Always, said, upon, book, morning, business, number, then, people, receive, place, date, tell, sure, mother, enough, each, credit, days, kind, ago, ask, off, without, office, house, under, through, most, service, once, big, its, own, another, three. All right. Now I've got some words here that some are SN, SM, and we have SP, SW, DR, TH, and final NS, final NT. All right. All right, here we go. Sneer, smell, snow, smart, snit, smite, snail, smoke, snack, smack, snare, small, snag, smile, sneeze, smock, snoop, smear, snooze, smog, snot, smooth, snot, snore, smug, spot, swell, spare, swim, spit, spat, swat, swipe, span, sweet, spore, swear, spoon, sweat, spill, swan, spike, swap, spade, sweep, space, swag, spate, swore, drag, thud, drum, thin, droll, then, dream, thought, drain, thug, dress, thaw, drip, theft, drill, them, drop, thick, drape, thatch, drool, thigh, drab, thus, dance, ant, chance, vent, flounce, pent, stance, hunt, ounce, tent, pounce, went, trance, taunt, bounce, bunt, fence, hunt, lance, rant, dense, runt, sense, shunt. All right. Moving on to our number drill. These are flight numbers. Okay, here we go. Flight number 3102. Flight number 101. Flight number 257. Flight number 1813. Flight number 178. Flight number 1634. Flight number 475. Flight number 114. Flight number 346. Flight number 208. Flight number 1721. Flight number 356. Flight number 1295. Flight number 176. Flight number 407. Flight number 1432. Flight number 298. All right. Now I've got a brief review from theory. We've got even, long E-N, answer, S-W-E-R, financial, F final N-L, finance, F final N, sufficient, S-U-F, and sufficiency, S-U-F, come back for S-A-E. All right.
Isn't finance F final N-S?
Final N-S. You know what? Maybe it, final N-S. That seems like it's right. Hold on, let me see. They have they have initial F, final N. You're right. It is. It's F-N-S. Yep. Yep. That's true. And this book has F-N. So that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. All right. Here are your sentences. There is a sufficiency of material. What is the answer? Can't you even answer me? George is a financial advisor. A sufficiency of clean air is necessary. Do you have sufficient financial support? The answer is in having sufficient financing. Who financed the last purchase? They even checked his finances. There is not even sufficient water. Are you sufficiently informed about the financial aspect of the plan? My finances are in terrible shape. We have sufficient answers. We have sufficient chicken feed. The company is financing the new building. His illness has been a terrible financial strain. Is there a sufficient amount of blood? He has been sufficiently briefed on the matter. The bank is going to provide the financing. All right. Now, I've got some phrases and then sentences, and they all focus on a as a prefix as opposed to article A. Okay. All right, here we go. A fair, affair. A claim, a claim. A firm, a firm. A side, a side. A cute, a cute. A test, a test. A mass, a mass. A company, a company. A loud, a loud. A part, a part. A cyst, a cyst. A portion, a portion. Will you attest to the fact that a test will be given Monday? Aside from the fact that it is only a side issue, it is not important. It is a fair question for me to ask about the whole affair. I asked Dr. Jones to please assist me in removing a cyst. In a loud voice, he said that he would never have expressed his distaste aloud. If you keep it up, you will amass quite a mass of baseball cards. Did I hear you affirm that you will work for a firm in Portland. The acclaim you received will assure that you have a claim on the title. Please accompany him when he looks for a company that will promote the game. Find a way to get away. Get a part from the stockroom before you take the fixture apart. I will apportion it fairly, and each will receive a portion. All right. Now, moving on to silent L words with sentences. So we have half, palm, talk, psalm, walk, folk. All right, here are your sentences. Are you going, or let me say that again. Are you walking enough? He walks a mile every day. Please sweep the walks. I walked all the way. That is a palm frond. I only read half the book. You must have over half the vote. She calmed down. Mia just talks too much. I talked to her last night. The palm tree is too tall. Do you enjoy folk music? The sea is calm. The ocean has a calming effect. When she calms down, I will talk to her. It is a beautiful psalm. Half the time, I can't hear you. Plant a palm in the yard. We are halfway there. She took the biggest half. He walked up the walk. The walk was covered with ice. Did you walk to work? Walking is good for you. My folks are on vacation this week. Did you join the folk dancing club? The folks there at the center are very nice. We are going to watch the folk dancing. Did you talk to the boss? You talk too fast. I am talking on the phone. She does all the talking. Now, I've got some common phrases that you hear. So you're going to phrase as much as possible, okay? As much as possible.
All right.
You're going to hear a lot of whether or not. So, you know, that one.
Yep.
Okay. That's at toward the end. Okay, here we go. Shall remember, must remember, she remembered, she remembers, should have remembered, should remember, so he remembered, so he remembers, so I remember, so I remembered, so you remember, so you remembered, that he remembered, that he remembers, that I remember, that I remembered, that you remembered, to have remembered, we remember, we remembered, what he remembered, what he remembers, what I remember, what I remembered, what you remember, what you remembered, when he remembered, when he remembers, when I remember, when I remembered, when you remember, when you remembered, where he remembered, where he remembers, where I remember, where I remembered, where you remember, where you remembered, whether he remembered, whether he remembers, whether I remember, whether I remembered, whether or not he remembered, whether or not he remembers, whether or not I remember, whether or not I remembered, whether or not you remember, whether or not you remembered, whether you remember, whether you remembered.
That sucked.
Oh,
It sucked.
I know.
It's like then I'm thinking, okay, remember what REB. It's like where's okay.
I know that those are tough, especially like when you get going fast, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Good, we're doing fine. Perfect. All right, so our last drill is going to be Tangle Tamers.
Great.
Yay! All right, here we go. Flexible expenses. Accumulated indebtedness. Malnourishment evident. Penniless elderly. Political corruption. Boomerang transition. Sensational abduction. Eliminates maintenance. Lobbyist demonstrations. Triumphantly crossing. Vietnamese community. Despite paralysis. Lying unconscious. Parquet flooring. Suction toilet. All right. Moving on to jury charge and literary. Have you guys ever been to Bodie?
Oh yeah.
Isn't it so cool there?
It is.
I loved it.
It is.
So that's what I've been reading in the mid speeds. This great like I don't know. It's like not a pamphlet, but like a little book that's on Bodie.
Is it Goodbye God, I'm Going to Bodie?
No, it's on. It just says Bodie State Historic Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
cool.
awesome.
I think we have that.
You do? Oh.
It looks familiar.
There you go. Yeah. And we got it when we went there. So, Genoa. Yep. Actually, no, it's not in Genoa. It's by Genoa, I think. But yeah, I was impressed. Very.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Isn't it neat? I mean,
yeah.
I was kind of sad that they were letting people go into some of these built like houses.
Really?
Yes, like walk. And I was watching some kids jumping up and down on the floor. And as you can see it, like, breaking apart because it's so old. And I thought, wow, that's some buildings they didn't let you, but there were other ones that they let us go in. And I couldn't believe it.
I don't recall going into any. Maybe it's been a while. I've only been there twice. The first time I went, it was October, and we froze our butts off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh, it was so cold. I can't even imagine living there.
Can you imagine in the winter what those people went through? I mean,
No.
I know it's amazing because when we went, it was in July and it was the opposite. It was so hot, and I
Yeah.
remember thinking, how do these people live like this? No
Yeah.
air. I know.
If you ever went to, where was it? I don't think it was something I read. I want to say it was like a documentary. I want to say we saw it last year, but it was about the Donner Party.
Oh,
And that was really interesting. It was really, I mean, how they they left the Midwest
uh-huh.
and came this way. And it was, I mean, one of the guys was, when they were finally rescued, the survivors, they got to California, well, in like in gold country, and this one guy was just so hungry that he just gouged himself, and he died from it. It was really interesting, though. I mean, it's creepy,
Yes.
but it was really interesting. It was
Yeah,
really
because didn't they have to
interesting.
eat like their dogs and horses, and then the people that died, and they,
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
even imagine.
I can't either because it was so cold, and they were freezing. And but you know what? It's a really good, that'd be a neat literary thing
That would be
to,
honor
yeah.
party.
But I
Yes.
can't remember what channel it was on, but it was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up and see if I can, because you can find anything online now,
Right,
you know.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great for me to, oh, that's a good read. I'll have to find that.
That'd be a challenging word, cannibalism.
There you go. Yeah.
So
There you go. Yep.
anyway,
All right. All right. So we'll read some of this. Okay. This is just explaining all the different, sites that you can go to. All right. Here we go. Number 9, Miners Union Hall Museum. Built in 1878, the Miners Union Hall was central to Bodie's social life. Besides serving as the meeting place for union members, it hosted religious services, Independence Day, grand balls, elegant masquerade parties, school recitals, and Christmas parties for young and old. The union was organized December 22nd, 1877, and joined with the Western Federation of Miners as Local 61 in 1903. The building is now a museum and small bookstore. Number 10, Iof Hall, the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, Lodge number 279, was one of Bodie's many fraternal societies. The lodge used the upper floor. The first floor was used by Henry Ward, who built the building in 1880 to house his undertaking furniture business. It was later occupied by the Bodie Athletic Club. Number 11, Deschambault Hotel. The post office moved here in 1879. Notice the large cabinet with slots for mail. The upstairs served as Grandma Johnson's rooming house. Later, the building became the Deschambault Hotel. In Bodie's final years as a town, it was a bar and cafe. Number 12, site of Thomas Traylor's murder. In the early hours of January 14, 1881, miner Thomas Traylor was shot and killed at the corner of Main and Low Streets. Witnesses said Joseph DeRouche, who was romantically involved with Traylor's wife, shot Traylor as he left a dance at the Miners Union Hall. Darouche was arrested but escaped a few hours later. A posse recaptured him 2 days later and brought him back to court in Bodie. He was then taken to the Bodie jail. After midnight, a committee, known in mining camps as 601, took Darouche from his jail cell and hanged him at this site. To the south, the county barn was used as storage for county road equipment. It now displays freight wagons used over 100 years ago in Bodie. Number 13, Swayze Hotel. Horace F. Swayze was a Nevada rancher who bought this 2-story hotel in 1894. It also housed a clothing store and a casino in later years. Number 14, Boone Store and Warehouse. This store was built in 1879, was one of several general stores in town. It was owned by Harvey Boone, a distant cousin of Daniel Boone, and partner James W. Wright. Note the food and gas cans used as siding on the south wall. Boone was active in the community, serving as a county supervisor, school trustee, and Bodie Water Company president. All right, so we'll stop there. All right.
I'm writing that and I'm feeling discouraged.
That's pretty tough. That was pretty challenging. You know, are you talking about the words there?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, that's challenging. I mean, I didn't have too many briefs in there. So don't and that was at 120. So you put
was?
Yes, that was at 120. So you put those two together.
It didn't seem like I like it when you don't tell me what speed it is, because that surprised me.
Yeah, see, plus it is challenging with all the names, and there weren't a lot of phrases in there, so it makes a big difference, you know. So, all right, so we're going to do a jury charge. This is criminal, and you're going to hear instruct, uninfluenced, sympathy, governed.
Can't remember what sympathy is.
Ooh, I write that out. Sympathy. But
there was a when I went to Arlington, they had a brief for it, and it was a good one. I can't remember. Let me see. Keep going.
Yeah, you let me know.
Well, here, let me look real quick because I've got it written down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm holding you up.
It's okay.
Maybe, let me check here. Maybe I didn't write it down for some reason. I thought it was sympathy. Sympathy. STHI.
Ooh. What is it?
STHI.
Long I or short I?
Let me see how it comes up. I think it would be the short I.
Okay.
I couldn't remember what it was. I think it's short. Let me see. Yep, it's coming up with a short I.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
That's a really good one. That's good. I like that.
And I guess you could do STH long E, but
yeah. STHAOE. Yep. Either one works, because otherwise it'd be 3 strokes.
Right.
You know? That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, somebody's going to watch us and say, oh, thank you. All right, so you're going to hear government, conviction, respective functions, mentally ill persons, executed, governed, prejudice, protection, conscientious.
I want to say I've got a brief for that one somewhere.
Because I would write
Maybe
that as KON, come back for SH,
yes,
long EN, and then come back for RBS.
Yeah, I think that's how I have it.
Conscientious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Another hateful one.
I know. All right, so we'll go ahead and I'll read this at I'll start at 120, work my way to 140. Okay. You can do it. All right, here we go. It becomes my duty to instruct you in the law that applies to this case, and it is your duty as jurors to follow the law as I shall state it to you. In determining the issues, it is your duty to decide the case uninfluenced by pity or sympathy for the defendant or by passion or prejudice against the nature of the proceeding against him. In this case, you are to be governed solely by the evidence introduced during the trial and the law as given to you by the court. The importance of your duties requires that you consider the rights of the people to have the laws properly executed and their right to protection against the acts or omissions of mentally ill persons. You should also keep in mind the importance to the defendant of the results of your deliberations and to be just to him as well as to all of us. Your satisfaction must come from the fact that your conscientious performance of this most important duty will help in a very effective and dramatic way to keep alive this spirit of equal justice under the law, which we feel is the distinguishing mark of our form of government, and which is the greatest gift that any government can give to its people. You are not bound to decide any question of fact according to the testimony of a large number of witnesses, as against a lesser number of witnesses, when such evidence does not produce conviction in your mind. We are the respective functions of the jury and the court. You, the jury, are the judges of the facts. I am the judge of the law. I must not intrude on your duties and your decisions as to the facts, and you must not intrude on my decisions as to the law. You must accept the law as the court gives it to you, because that is the law.
You went up to 140?
That at the end was at 140.
Oh.
Yep.
It seemed slow, but I'm not that I got it all. I skipped a bunch, but
I would say 3/4 of it I did at 120, and then the last paragraph, which was five sentences, I picked it up to 160.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, 140. 120, and then the last paragraph, 140. Sorry, not 160. So that's good that you know, it wasn't terrible. There were a lot of large words in there. Get my light board box up here now.
There's got to be a better brief for conscientious. There really does, because it's not really a brief. You're kind of writing it out, you know.
Yes.
It's 4 strokes.
I wonder if you could just do Shein, SH long EN, Shein for Conscien, and then just come back for RBS for shush. Well, no, you wouldn't even have to come back for that if you just did SH long EN, conscientious. But
well,
then
SH long EN would come up as sheen.
Oh, that's true.
But you could do that and then shush. I mean, it's still better. That saves you 2 strokes.
That's right.
So, okay.
Sheen shuss. Yeah. Sheen shuss. That might, you know.
I'm going to write that down. Let me write that down.
Conscious.
HAOENRBS.
Yeah, because conscious, you're going to do KON, come back for RBS.
No, I think conscious is just KN. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of conscience. I'm thinking of GS.
Yeah.
How do you spell conscientious? C-O-N.
Let me see. I want to tell you wrong. CONSCIENTIOUS.
I got it right.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. So now we'll move into Q&A. How are we doing on time? Good. All right. So this is strictly defense. And you're going to hear do you mean, which is DOUM, Main Street, Oak Avenue, packages, incident, centimeters, exactly, which I do XAL, umbrella. That's about it. Oh, window, W-O-E, or no, W-A-O, woo, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so windows on there. Okay, you know what? This is only 1 page. So what I'm going to do is I'll read this once at 120, then again at 140, and then again at 160.
All right.
It's only 1 page, so all right. So first time at 120. Here we go. At what streets? Main Street and Oak Avenue. Did you take a seat before this incident took place? Yes. Were you still seated in that seat when this incident happened? Yes. Where were you seated? What place on the bus? Yes. About in the middle, more or less, on the bus. What side of the bus? The right side of the bus. Do you mean the side where the doors are located? Yes. Were you seated next to the aisle? No. Were you seated next to the window? Exactly right against the window. How tall are you? I can tell you centimeters. Are you able to tell me in feet and inches? No. Give it to me in centimeters. 165 approximately. What length of time had you been on the bus when this incident took place? 10 or 15 minutes. I can't say exactly the time. For the block before this happened, what were you doing? Nothing. Were you looking out the window? Out the window. Were you also looking around the bus? Not really. Was there someone sitting on the seat in front of you? Yes. Can you describe this person? It was a blonde-haired lady. Was she alone in the seat? Well, she had an umbrella and she had a lot of packages with her. All right, so we'll do that again at 140. At what streets? Main Street and Oak Avenue. Did you take a seat before this incident took place? Yes. Were you still seated in that seat when this incident happened? Yes. Where were you seated? What place on the bus? Yes. About in the middle, more or less, on the bus. What side of the bus? The right side of the bus. Do you mean the side where the doors are located? Yes. Were you seated next to the aisle? No. Were you seated next to the window? Exactly right against the window. How tall are you? I can tell you centimeters. Are you able to tell me in feet and inches? No. Give it to me in centimeters. 165 approximately. What length of time had you been on the bus when this incident took place? 10 or 15 minutes. I can't say exactly the time. For the block before this happened, what were you doing? Nothing. Were you looking out the window? Out the window. Were you also looking around the bus? Not really. Was there someone sitting on the seat in front of you? Yes. Can you describe this person? It was a blonde-haired lady. Was she alone in the seat? Well, she had an umbrella and she had a lot of packages with her. All right, so we'll do it one more time at 160. Here we go. At what streets? Main Street and Oak Avenue. Did you take a seat before this incident took place? Yes. Were you still seated in that seat when this incident happened? Yes. Where were you seated? What place on the bus? Yes. About in the middle, more or less, on the bus. What side of the bus? The right side of the bus. Do you mean the side where the doors are located? Yes. Were you seated next to the aisle? No. Were you seated next to the window? Exactly right against the window. How tall are you? I can tell you centimeters. Are you able to tell me in feet and inches? No. Give it to me in centimeters. 165 approximately. What length of time had you been on the bus when this incident took place? 10 or 15 minutes. I can't say exactly the time. For the block before this happened, what were you doing? Nothing. Were you looking out the window? Out the window. Were you also looking around the bus? Not really. Was there someone sitting on the seat in front of you? Yes. Can you describe this person? It was a blonde-haired lady. Was she alone in the seat? Well, she had an umbrella and she had a lot of packages with her. How was that?
Fast.
It was, yeah.
That's okay. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm trying just to relax and allow my memory, you know what I mean, and get it. So a little bit at a time.
That's good. And there's a lot of fast back and forth, which always makes it seem faster because we don't count the sign changes, you know?
Right.
So
It's a little bit easier. I mean, when just the witness says yes, you know, you can kind of breathe, you know, and not worry about it. But
Yeah,
it's not always like that.
I know. I know. That's why it's good to just have so like a variety because it all is so different, you know?
Yeah.
So, and some people like short, chopped up Q&A. Other people like longer Q&As. You know, it's funny how
Yeah.
everybody's different. So, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and now I'm going to, I will start at 120 with this one and work my way to 160. Okay. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be defense as well, but plaintiff comes in too. Here we go. Had you ever, do you phrase that? H-U-F-er? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Had the feelings of being afraid of people, before April 8, 2009? No. You've indicated that you had, well, I would describe it as virtually uncontrollable crying episodes after the accident. If that's an accurate description, or if it's wrong, correct me. But that's what I understand that you had after the accident. Yes. Okay. Had you had that problem or that condition before the accident of April 8, 2009? No. You're hospitalized for 3 months. Well, during that period of time, what kind of care or treatment did you receive? I was seen by a psychiatrist every day. I was having therapy for my back, physical therapy. What was the name of the psychiatrist who was seeing you? At that time, it was Dr. Vogt. Can you spell his last name for the record? Voet. Do you know his business address? No. Did he see you in the hospital? Yes. Did you ever go to an office apart from the hospital? Yes. And do you recall where that's located? It was located on Mountain. And as far as you know, he is a psychiatrist. Yes. Counsel, he's dead. He recently died. I don't know why that sounds terrible. Has anyone taken over his practice? I don't know. We don't know. We heard about it a year ago that he died. Do you know? No, I don't know. He doesn't know. Do either of you know where his records are? I can get them. Well, I think his last office was in Claremont, if I'm not mistaken. He did change offices. Have you seen any psychiatrists other than Dr. Vogt since the accident? Yes. What other psychiatrists have you seen? Dr. Geffen. Can you spell that for the record? I don't know. Can you pronounce it again? It's Geffen, Geffen, I think. Where is his office located? I believe it's on Mountain in Upland. When did you first see Dr. Geffen? It's been about 6 months. From today? Yes. So sometime in August, sometime last summer, you first saw him? Yes. And was he the first psychiatrist you saw after seeing Dr. Vogt? Yes. When did you last see Dr. Vogt? Let's see, oh gosh, about 2 years ago. And why did you see Dr. Vogt? 2 years ago. No, why? In general, why did I see him? Yes, so that he could treat me for my anxiety and depression. He was a psychiatrist. I don't know what to say. What else do they do? When you saw Dr. Vogt, how often did you see him? Every day during the period I was in the hospital. This was during the 3-month period, right shortly after the accident? Yes. After you were discharged from the hospital, how often did you see him, if at all? I couldn't, no. I didn't see him, but maybe once or twice after. From, let's say, September 1, 2009, which would be 3.5 months after the accident, roughly, probably 4.5, but after you were out of the hospital, did you see any psychiatrist other than did you see any psychiatrists up until you saw Dr. Geffen? No. And then you saw Dr. Geffen starting about 6 months ago? Yes. While you were hospitalized at San Antonio, you mentioned seeing Dr. Vogt, and you also mentioned someone took care of your back, or they were giving me therapy at the hospital. Was there any doctor in charge of your back problems? I believe that was taken care of through Dr. Bure. Have you seen any doctors other than Dr. Bure or Dr. Vogt or Dr. Geffen since the accident? Chiropractor. Who was that? Dr. Sasaki. We'd better have that spelling. Is it Sasaki? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. He is on Holt Boulevard in Montclair. When did you first see Dr. Sasaki? I think I went to him when I was in the hospital. At San Antonio? At the same time, yes. I started going to him then. So that I understand what you're saying and not to, you've indicated you went to see him while you were still hospitalized, or that's what I understood you to say. Were you still a patient at San Antonio when you saw Dr. Sasaki? I believe so, yes. Did he come to the hospital to see you? Yes. Okay. Now, was that at his office on Holt Boulevard once you got out of the hospital? Yes. And that would be sometime after April 8, 2009 and before September 1, 2009? Yes. How many times have you seen him? On an ongoing period, now since the accident? Sometimes twice a month, just depending on how much I can afford. I would like to see him more. So you see him currently? Yes. Had he seen you before this auto accident of April 8, 2009? No. So the first time he saw you, or you saw him, was after the accident? Yes. How did you happen to go to him? A friend told me about him. And who is that? The friend? Yes. One of my customers. I do not remember who. Now, had that customer told you about did he or she visit you in the hospital? Yes. Okay, and how did you get his name? Well, I went to the shop and I was talking to a customer and she said something about, well, you should go to my chiropractor. He's really good. So I remembered his name. At the time you were at the shop and talking to the customer, were you still a patient at the hospital? No, I wasn't. Okay, now in connection with this hospital, were you there overnight? Yes. Were you a bed and board patient, for want of a better word? Were you an overnight patient for 3 months? Yes, I was in the psych ward. But you were allowed to leave at times? Sometimes I would get out, but the anxiety would come up and I would check myself back in. Now, was it during one of those absences that you saw the customer who suggested Dr. Sasaki? Yes. When you saw Dr. Sasaki the first time, did he examine you? Yes. And did he suggest any course of treatment to you? He adjusted my back and my neck. And what did he do with that? What, if anything, did he do to your body that you are aware of that he did to treat your neck and your back? Well, whatever most chiropractors do, give you an adjustment. Manipulation. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, okay? Adjustment. He worked on your back. Yes. And your neck. Yes. How many times did you see him while you were still a patient at San Antonio Community Hospital? Maybe once or twice. After you were discharged from the hospital, how often did you see him? Maybe once or twice a month. When you go to his office, do you see him on each occasion? Yes. I guess more importantly, does he see you? Yes. He gives you a treatment? Yes. Similar to what you have described? Yes. Does that type of treatment seem to improve your condition? It does for about maybe 2 or 3 hours. I let it get just as bad as I can let it get before I go, and then I get the adjustment. Usually it eases up, and the next day it's back again. Okay, so I worked my way to 160.
I got it all.
You did? Good
No.
job.
No.
I'm like,
Not even close.
you said that with like such a straight face.
I know. It's hard to do with a straight face.
Oh.
No.
Well, that was tough though. You had psychiatrist.
You don't want to see my note.
Chiropractor. Yeah, that's okay though. It's important to push, so that's good. You know?
Yeah, there were a few times I'm thinking I should just stop.
No.
But I didn't. I kept on going.
Right.
So.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to trail and then your official class and then push, because it's all important, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's practice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
right.
set something up.
So, well, now tomorrow you have to work, correct? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll miss you tomorrow in live class.
It's mid-speeds tomorrow live, right?
Yep. Morning from 9 to 10 is mid-speeds, and then tomorrow night is high speeds, and Friday morning is high speeds.
Oh my gosh.
Someday you're going to be there.
Oh, I hope so.
You
I
will.
aspire to be Nora.
Yeah,
she's what do you call it? When she's God, all of a sudden my mind is blank. You know, when you sit with the court reporter, you're apprenticing.
Yeah.
She's doing that now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. She's doing all her apprentice hours, and
she's got like 2 more speeds to go, she said, and get through. And
good.
Yep.
That's awesome that she's sitting out with the reporter, because that just gives you, you know, when toward the end when you're starting to get tired, it just kind of gives you that extra excitement to know, okay, this is what I get to look forward to. You know?
I know. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll get there.
Yep, you will. You will, especially if you are disciplined and you have your plan and write it down in your calendar what time and day you're going to be practicing, and then I'll bug you about transcribing your tests so we can kind of see how you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to bug you.
All right. Please do.
I will. But I have to call you too, so we can.
Yeah.
It's funny. My mom texted me this afternoon and said, "Guess what? I went and saw that movie and it was amazing." And my mom's not. She's not even a movie person. Like, she doesn't go to the movies. But my aunt took her, and she was like, "That was one of the best movies I've ever seen."
Was it The Greatest Showman?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I've been listening to the music all day. All day.
Oh,
I just can't.
That's awesome.
I love it. What are you doing Thursday morning? Thursday morning?
Um,
Do you have plans?
let me, I will give you a call.
Okay.
I'm going to ask my sister-in-law, she's got breast cancer.
Oh, I'm
I know.
sorry.
Thank you. And it was in remission and it just came back. So I told
This
her,
is who?
my sister-in-law, this is my mother-in-law. It's her husband that just passed away. The attorney, it's his daughter. So,
Oh my gosh.
she's a court reporter.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her late 30s. She's got little
Oh
kids.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's in her lungs now. So it's just when we found out over Christmas it came back. And so anyways, I don't usually have live classes on Thursday. So I told her, if you want, because she's got a 7-year-old that's autistic and then a 10-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
I told her, I said, if you want me to come on Thursday, I can come clean your house, make you dinner, do whatever you want. But I don't know. She just got out of the hospital. She went in 2 days before Christmas and she just got out yesterday. So, and we've been sick, so I haven't been able to go and, see her. So I told her, she lives in Redlands. I said, I'll come see you. And,
So this is your husband's sister.
Yes. Well, through marriage, not real.
Okay. So his brother's wife.
No. So this is, so his mom, Paul's dad passed away a long time ago. So when Paul's mom remarried.
Oh, gotcha.
It's his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is ironic because we went to Sage together when it was California School of Court Reporting and did not even know each other. And
how funny.
Fast forward, my mother-in-law marries her dad because they went to high school together and dated in high school. So they get together after all these years. And then,
my gosh.
I know. And this poor girl has nobody. Like her dad just passed away. She has nobody.
Yeah.
She has no family except us.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'll have to call you and there's a lot of detail. I'll call you in.
Yeah. Well, let me know,
okay.
And maybe you can come over Thursday morning and have coffee or something.
Okay.
So
what time are you going to the movies on Thursday?
My cousin is picking me up at 5. Oh, do you want to go with us?
That's why I thought you were asking to go.
Oh,
no, that's okay. No, I thought
no. Because the only way that I can go, because I hate people spending for me, but my cousin is going to take me, and and we're going to Applebee's before dinner. But we're going in Hemet. But we're going to the can you my phone, Jared, please? It's right there. Sorry, my daughter probably texted me during class too. What's for dinner? And I didn't answer her. Oh, okay. We are going to, but you're welcome to join us.
No.
Oh my, you have to see it, Jill. I want to see it with you. Come with us. Okay, so it is. We're going to like the. It's an Edwards or Regal theater. We're going there, and we're going. Hang on. My goodness. Okay, there we go.
And you're going on Thursday?
Yeah, we're going Thursday night at 7:25.
Okay.
I think. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a Regal theater. They're going to pick me up at like between 5 and 5:15 and have dinner, and we're going to go to Applebee's because I guess there's an Applebee's nearby, and then we're going to go to the 7:25 show.
Okay. All right. I'll find out what she she wants me to come over or not, and then I'll let you know. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. I'll call.
Yeah, that sounds good because you have to see it. Oh my gosh, is Brooklyn home? Would Brooklyn like it?
She had to go back and teach. Today was her first day back.
That's right. That's right.
Went back today. Like here, I think the schools here don't start till next week. She had to go back today.
Jared doesn't go back until the 17th.
Oh.
Marietta. So that's because she's where?
Cambria.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I knew it was like halfway up.
Yep.
State.
So they started back to school today.
Jeez. So, boy, talk about like day after New Year's.
I know. And she's coaching high school soccer, and they had a game today, and she felt bad for the kids because she said, they've been on vacation.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
New Year's. She said those girls are not going to be but
No.
tonight's their game. So she's
Aw.
already back at it. But
Well, do you have practice?
nope, not this week.
Yay. Okay, you have to go.
Yep. All right.
You have to go.
I'll call my sister-in-law and see what she wants me to do.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Well, have a good.
You're gonna love it.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, Jill. I'll talk to you later. I gotta make dinner now. Okay. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.